This is the first time I actually read from my book that I wrote. It's called The Voting Booth After Dark, Despicable, Embarrassing, Repulsive. And it's actually it's a collection of poems and stories that are interwoven into a narrative. And it follows this group of addicted gay, lesbian club kids throughout the course of the 2008 elections. And it's all about how they affect politics and politics affect them, even without them even realizing it, you know, completely unconscious. I'm obsessed with unconscious participants in society. So, yeah, I have two pieces I'm gonna read, and let me get them. So this will be the first time I actually read them in public. I'm super nervous, so if I stutter and cry, please cut that out.
We reserved a private crowd just for you.
Okay, awesome. Okay. This one's called Morning. Oh, and by the way, they all have the way that I separated the book was basically chapters based on emotions. So it goes like humiliation, fear, hatred, sorrow, longing, need, etc. So this one is called Morning. It's been 3 years since she'd last seen Catherine. Cat, Cathers, Catty, babe, mommy, mama, Catherine Fritz, Catherine Fritz. For so long that name in the back of her head, loud at first, faded with time. She hadn't felt anything romantic or soft or exaggerated for anyone in so long. She ate and ate and ate biscuits with gravy, cheesecake, fried plantains, tortilla española, white rice and Reese's peanut butter cups. She drank and drank and drank Mickey's, Sparks, King Cobra, Long Island, and rum with Diet Coke, before she met Catherine and after. She doesn't remember exactly when the unquenchable pain of missing Catherine subdued and then eventually subsided, but she remembers the rabid freedom she felt when it did. Freedom from the loud thumping beating of those two syllables in the back of her head, and how excruciating they were when they trickled down her spine, into her stomach, and tangled her guts into knots. Like Poe's wronged heart pulsating in the floor, Catherine Fritz, the thin half-Jew with hazel blue-green eyes and porcelain-white skin, turned into a sound of its own. Since last seeing Catherine, her body had upsized. She'd exploded into a curvaceous woman, but continued to carry herself with sophistication and grace at the short-stop bar off of Sunset every evening after 9. It wasn't a gay bar, but it had some of the prettiest young things in town. Most were straight, dead-eyed hipster girls who enjoyed some lezzy fun in the car after a couple of tequila shots and a Morrissey song. She, like the bar, was nothing too serious, just a good time. It was a Wednesday night at 10:37 p.m. in the bar with a dance floor. People were showing up in spurts. The shortstop was just getting started. Her tattered stilettos, scuffed at the tips and worn out at the soles, dangled from a stool. Masked by the dark lighting and the beautifying effects of Pabst Blue Ribbon beer, the stiletto's little misgivings had gone unnoticed at this particular bar for the last 2 years. She sipped from a black straw with her elbows poised on the bar. The pointer finger and middle finger of her left hand softly stroked the earring dangling from her earlobe, while the right hand, bent at the wrist, held the straw to her lips. Her pitch-black hair, wild with waves, brought out the golden brown in her Cuban skin. The red lighting masked 2 new pimples on her chin, riled up by one too many days of mixed drinks and not enough water. She looked dynamite and she knew it. Sitting at the bar, she let the liquor seep into her mind as a growing number of feminine voices and flower scents filled the room. Marta? The aroma of curled locks dripping with sugar. That sound shot straight through her spine into her stomach and twisted it into knots of barbed wire. I've gotten so fat, she thought. She turned around in feigned surprise. Cat! Whoa, weird. Catherine looked just as she remembered her, extremely slim, brimming with an over-exaggerated gaiety, and clean in her every pore like a spotless glass table. Her giant nose walked the fine line between beguiling and obtrusive. Physically, Catherine looked exactly the same as the last time Marta had seen her, but there was something missing. The grip in her stomach released its hold for a brief moment. Marta noticed that the sound known as Catherine Fritz had changed. This person was not the cat, mama, catty, babe, in her stomach, in her spine, the fated beating sound in her head. She was a girl at a bar, with a drink in one hand and a man's hand in the other. Smiling from ear to ear, Catherine swiftly skimmed her from head to toe. She lingered on Marta's shoes for a second. Shit. I should have worn those other fucking piece of shit fucking shoes, Marta thought. Catherine and Marta catch each other's gaze for a second. Marta looks away, picks up her drink, and sips from the black straw. Marta, this is Jack, my boyfriend. Jack releases Catherine's hand and shakes Marta's hand. Hi. Handsome, Marta thinks. Cool to see you here, Em. You here alone? Just waiting on a couple of friends. Cool, well, we're gonna go dance. We'll see you later. Yeah, see you later, Catherine. Catherine's eyes were vacant. She's moved on. Hand in hand, Catherine and Jack leave the bar where Marta sits. They walk out of sight into the dance room. A large crowd, which includes many overly perfumed deadpan beauties, has formed before and around Marta, joining the cutthroat race to get a drink at the bar. Marta turns around and sips the rest of the Long Island.